Hello guys, today is the day again. A new video is at the start. We continue with the German infantry fighting vehicle Puma. In this video I will show you how I did the base coat. I hope you enjoy watching it. I would be happy about a comment and also a subscription if you like it. And here we go. Before we can start with actual painting, we have to take a few things into account due to the large number of different materials, e.g. edged parts, metal, rubber and so on. And we also have to prepare the model accordingly. Because we do not want the paint to peel off suddenly in one place or another in the following work steps and hours of work. So first, wash the model again with soapy warm water and allow it to dry thoroughly. For metal parts it is advisable to use metal primer. I decided to use metal primer from Tamiya in this case. Apply this with the airbrush, leave to dry, and we can start with the priming. For the primer I opted for a slightly different variant, a dark tone but not a primer in the true sense of the word. I used a black shade from AK Real Colors. This has the advantage that if the paint doesn't get everywhere evenly during the subsequent painting process, we can prevent this problem of the plastic showing through, so to speak, and create shadows or fake shadows at the same time. For the base color, I again choose colors from AK Real Colors. There is a compilation or maybe a bundle with the corresponding colors for NATO vehicles, green, brown and black. However, I have to say that they do not correspond exactly to the colors of the Bundeswehr, but that shouldn't be a problem. If you are such a rivet counter, you will have to use a different manufacturer, but it's up to you. Then apply the first coat in a cloudy pattern. With this style you can already work out the first shades. Always remember where these could be and work slowly. So once we have done that, we come to the biggest challenge, camouflage pattern. I opted for the freehand method this time. You can also use masking compound from AK or MIG, but with a little patience you can do it that way too. The important thing is that the paint is very thin and very diluted, almost milky in consistency. And even if it looks a bit chippy when you apply it, don't worry, it will go away with a clear vanish. You start with the outlines and then fill in the areas with paint. Accuracy is not important with a pattern, because in reality they are also applied with a large spray gun. The pattern are usually the same for all vehicles of the same type as they are applied with a stencil. There are certainly deviations here and there, but this should be marginal. The colors naturally look a little pale and blend after application. We therefore try to add a little more contrast to the model by brightening it up to make it look more interesting. To do this, add some Tamiya XF57 buff to the base color. I recommend choosing no more than 2 shades lighter, although it will darken with the wash, it can quickly look unnatural if the colors are too light. A little tip from me, mix enough color. You will need it in the further modeling and building process. Simply take old jars and mix a sufficient amount of paint. Then apply the paint thinly again and model in several passes to achieve the desired effect. When taking this step, it is important to always look at where the light is coming from. This means that the higher areas and regions are brightened. Here you must try not to achieve this effect in one step, but as I said, what I mentioned before, build it up gradually. Take a break every maybe 20 minutes, then compare the reference image and take your time. It's quite important because this step took me about maybe 2 hours just to complete the entire model. Finally, seal your work with a silky matte clear varnish. This is important for the next steps. As with a matte clear coat, the wash will literally eat into the paint or bites into the paint, and you will have problems removing the ugly edges of the pin wash. So I recommend using a silk matte clear coat. It is also important that you give the paint and the clear coat enough time to dry, at least 24 hours. Otherwise, you may leave the paint on again when washing and ruin the entire model. That, folks, is what the model should look like in the end. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Next time we will refine the model further, work on the chippings, paint the bomblet armor, and start painting the add-on parts. As I mentioned, thanks for watching all the time. Thanks for making this channel bigger and bigger, and see you next time.